Hi, good morning. I hope you are doing well today. I wanted to talk to you about something that is pretty timely right now for people in our area, and I know other parts of the country as well, and that is best supporting your children as they've returned to school. In our part of the country where I'm at, the schools have gone back in person. And I know this has happened in other parts of the country as well. So if you're a parent or caregiver of a child who's returned to school, there are some things that we should really just touch base on, kind of in broad strokes. This time is fairly scary for kids. So I've seen a number of things with my school age kids. I've seen some kids that are really terrified, and I've seen a lot of kids who are really excited to see their friends, but they don't really understand why they need to wear a mask. They don't really understand why they have to socially distance, and they have lots of questions. And then for the teenagers, what I'm seeing is a lot of uncertainty on will they be in school. So the teenagers are saying things to me like, I hope this lasts because I don't want to do distance learning again. I miss the social support. I don't think it's going to last. I think I'm going to be like distance learning in a couple weeks. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about today is kind of recognizing the signs of anxiety in the two different categories, right? So we have kind of an elementary age kids, and then we have middle high schoolers, and then what you as a parent or caregiver can do. So if you are the parent of a school age child, so we're talking, like fifth, sixth grade and under, lots of things to watch for. Ready? Clinginess, temper tantrums, a lot of tearfulness, crying, outbursts, maybe some toileting changes. So you might have like a 5 or 6 year old who's suddenly having accidents again. Nightmares, not wanting to go to sleep. We might have some changes in eating, right? You might notice some like excess fidgety, like fidgeting, touching clothes, wanting to touch other people, some of that kind of stuff. Maybe lots of questions, you know, lots of what if, a lot of that. You might have a school age child start complaining about headache or stomach ache. Okay, really common, and things we want to watch for. You might also have like kind of angry outbursts for younger kids. They're just bad, and you don't know where it came from. They're just very angry. Okay, so we want to watch for those things. Now, if we're talking middle school, high school, there's going to be some differences. Some of those will be some physical stuff. You might hear them say, "I have a stomach ache. I have a headache." You might see some sleep changes. What you might also hear are some self-harm statements like, "My life sucks. I want it all to be over. Nobody understands me. I can't stand this." You might see some excess isolation. So I say that because it is normal developmentally for teenagers to kind of gravitate away from parents because they're getting, developmentally getting ready to go into adulthood. So they're asserting some independence. But what I'm saying when I say increased isolation is over and above. Like they are in their rooms all the time. They're not talking to friends. They're not seeing their friends, none of that, right? The other thing you might see with teenagers is some risk-taking behaviors. So that could be drugs, alcohol, it could be stealing, it could be vandalism. So lots of, clearly, there's a gambit of things here that we're going to watch for. If you notice anything out of the ordinary with your kids, I would encourage you to ask them in an age appropriate way if everything is okay. And if you're feeling like you are not sure what to do, get them in to see a doctor. They're kind of gateways, so they'll tell you if they think your child needs additional care, or get them in to see a counselor. We are available, right? But if you feel like, hey, my kid's got some of this stuff, I'm not super concerned, but I just want to know how to support them, here we go. The number one thing I am seeing right now is, especially in school-aged kids, is parents not being honest with their children. So you need to be honest with your kids in a developmentally appropriate way. So having the conversation, if the kid says, "Mom or Dad, what's going to happen if somebody at school gets sick?" It is okay to say, "I'm really not sure, but it's possible that we'll be doing distance learning again." Okay? If your kid says, "I think I'm going to die," I would not recommend saying, "Yes, you're right, you're going to have COVID and you're going to die." I would say something like, COVID could make you very sick. That's why we're taking precautions. That's why you have to keep that mask on at school. That's why you can't hug your friends. And I know it's really hard. And that's how we're keeping ourselves safe and people around us safe. And if we get sick, we'll go to the doctor and we'll take the next steps. Things like that. I would not start talking to my young child about all the symptoms of COVID. Nope. I would be very mindful of what I say around that child. So if you're talking to your partner or your spouse and you're talking about, hey, this person at work is sick and this person's dad has died and this person's mom has died and this person's been in the hospital for weeks on end, do not say that while your school-age children are around, because they're going to pick up on that and they're going to run with it. Don't do that. The other thing is to make them feel safe. How do you do that as a parent? Hugs are great. A lot of verbal stuff. I love you. Mom and dad love you. You're safe. We want the best for you. You're a great kid. Those things are great. Those are really, really good things. And then get them engaged. So school age kids, a lot of hands-on stuff. Play is great. Little kids is easy to play with, right? I'm talking like kindergarten, first, second, third, easy. Fourth, fifth, sixth, board games could be your friend. Cards can be your friend. You could even play video games together if you wanted. I wouldn't be the first thing I would recommend, but if you have a kid who's really resistant to play, those kind of things. Another way to support your child is to ask them what it is they need. Kids will tell you. So those are some just tips, right, for your kids, and make sure that they're structured. Make sure they have a routine and a structure, and stick to that as best you can. That is very important for both elementary age kids and middle school, high schoolers. So make sure you keep their routine steady. For the high schoolers, the middle school high schoolers, it is sitting down and talking to them. Hey, Bobby, I've noticed that you're spending more time in your room. Is everything okay? If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to support you in any way you need. That can go a long way with a teenager. Just to know that they are heard, they are seen, and that you are there for them. So the thing that gets tricky with teenagers is they often don't want to talk to their parents. So that would be the next step. If they say to you, yeah, I need to talk to somebody, is hooking them up with an additional support. Okay. Also making sure that they're engaging in social supports. If they're isolating, you can encourage them to hang out with their friends or talk to their friends. The final thing is if you're offering all that support and you're really, really concerned because they're not taking it, that is when you as a parent can step in and take them into a doctor. And then again, that doctor's kind of the gatekeeper and will point you in the right direction. So those are just some quick, easy tips on one, how to recognize anxiety in your children, and two, how best to support them, because it's really scary. Things are changing rapidly. Kids don't know what's going on, and they need to feel safe. They need to feel loved, and they need some honesty, but in a really age-appropriate way. We're not going to bury our heads in the sand and pretend like nothing is happening and keep them as sheltered as possible, but we also don't need to be providing them with way information that is definitely not age appropriate. So those are the things. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Happy to answer them. If you're a parent and you're finding something that's working, please comment below. Love that. I love the collaboration from other people. If you are struggling, you can reach out to me privately, and I will, hook you, send you into the right direction to get help. And as always, if you like this and you find this valuable, or you think somebody else could benefit from it, like and share it. And then follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And make sure you visit my website, because I have lots of blog posts and other things on there that aren't shared on these platforms. With that, you guys take care. Have a great day. Stay healthy and stay safe. See ya.